Hey there, it's Ashley. I am here. I will say that I am here. This is our Client Hub Spotlight series where I'm showing you all of the different things that my Client Hub template can do. I'm just acknowledging if you're here live, it is the day, it is November 6th. Vibes are low. Vibes are low. But we're still here. We're still showcasing the amazingness that is our Client Hub because the world still needs us to show up and sell and coach. The world needs our coaching transformations. I really believe in the coaching industry. And I really believe that if you are watching this, you are a coach that cares about your clients and cares about your client results. And our Airtable Client Hub is one of the best ways that you can continue to help transform your clients' lives, help transform more people's lives because you have the systems to support more people, and ultimately change the world for the better. So that's why I do what I do. I am devastated about the election outcome in the US, but we are here still sharing our things. So I'm going to share my screen and just show you. For those of you who might be new, or if you're not used to people selling on YouTube, I'm selling something. I'm selling our Client Hub template. I really, really believe that every single client, if you are a coach, you need this Client Hub template. The link is going to be in the show notes, or the description. I am going to walk you through a specific piece in this live. We're going to be talking specifically about the searchable and scalable group call Goldmine that's inside of our Client Hub template. But our Client Hub template can do everything. So what's cool about Airtable is that Airtable is really going to be the place where you manage everything about your coaching clients, but you really have to like have a really solid template and foundation to like have it be set up with ease. If you try to set up like totally rogue without my template, you're just like working harder than you need to. So this is just one piece of it, this group called Goldmine that I'm going to show you, but our Client Hub helps you with automated onboarding, one-click client profiles so you can see everything about your clients in one spot. Automated client results tracking systems to help prove that your program works, automated offboarded boards and resigns that make you money, automated applications, automated one-on-one call note follow-ups, support tickets, feedback reviews. There's so much that our Client Hub can do. But today we are focusing on just one piece, and that is the searchable and scalable group called Goldmine. So if you're seeing this and you're like, wow, this is really cool, you could try to recreate it. I would recommend you don't. I would recommend that you grab my template instead. We have the template as a standalone offer, but we also have a 3-month support pass as well. So whether you're brand new to Airtable or you're an expert, you get to ask me and my team questions as you set up this. So if you have different nuances or things that are different about your program or your offers, you have me and my team in your back pocket to set this up. So we have a 3-month support pass option and the template. So I just wanted to share that with you, is that you can definitely glean some gems from this, but I really, really recommend, and I think you'll start to see why we really recommend that you get the template instead, just because it's all like plug and play and it's all here for you. So what we're focusing on today is the group call Goldmine. So what I often see with my clients is that they are spending hours a week on group calls, and those group calls, they're processing the replays because they're good coaches and they're processing the replays, but all that means is that the replay gets like thrown into their course portal. No one is looking at that. No one is looking at the hours and hours and hours of amazing coaching that you've given to people, because nobody knows, like no one's going to sift through hours of past call replays. So I wanted to show you how our Airtable Client Hub helps you like create a searchable call database, helps you keep your group calls organized. It's really cool. So the first thing that we always recommend our clients do is sync your group calls into Airtable using a Google Calendar. So what you can do, and what our template walks you through how to do, is that you can literally sync a Google Calendar into your Airtable. So we always recommend, no matter, like, even if you don't give your clients a Google Calendar, have a Google Calendar with all of your events. And what's going to happen is that all of those events are automatically synced right into Airtable. And it has like important things like the title, the start date, the end date. You could open it and go right to the Google Calendar. There's a lot of things it brings into that you don't really need, but it brings in the Zoom link, the description, all of those things, right? Really cool. So you have like one central place in your Client Hub where all of your group calls are. This can be really helpful too if you, let's say, I know of actually a personal one of my clients. she has co-coaches, and she had all of her group calls in here, and she added a little field that said like which coach was taking the call, that call, because she's a coach, but she has her co-coaches, and somebody came into her inbox and said something like, I'm really upset that you're actually not on any of the calls. I came for you, not your co-coaches. And she was able to very neutrally come into her group calls table and say, hey, it looks like actually I've ran 75% of the calls. Here's all the calls that I've been on. Here's all the calls that like we've only seen you show up to 2 calls, and there's 14 calls this month. Like she was able to like respond neutrally and with data because she had it all centralized here. So not only did she keep track of which coach was hosting, but also she keeps track of attendance in here as well. So I'll walk you through how to do that. So that's the first thing I recommend, is sync all of your group calls into your into a client hub, into an Airtable base, using the Google Calendar import function. What's cool is that if you adjust the Google Calendar, if you change the date, it's automatically going to be reflected in Airtable. And if you delete something, if you add something, it'll automatically be reflected as well. So that's the first thing that does, which is cool. The other thing that our client hub has is, some people do this, some people don't, but if you do this, this is a really great feature for you. It's pre-submitting Q&A call questions. So let's say that I'm literally just gonna do it. Um, so you can build Airtable forms inside of Airtable. Some people don't know that Airtable has forms, and your clients can select their name from a dropdown. So let's say I'm Ashley for test, and I have this category, and I'm like, what happened the election? Help. And then you can add any type of questions that you'd like. So really helpful. So you can say, are you planning to be on there live? Yes, I am. No, I'm not. Whatever you want to say. So your clients get to fill out this form. What's nice about this is that all of your Airtable, like the client hub, and what we love about our client hub is that everything that your clients do is connected to what we call their primary client record. So now if I go into Ashley's client profile interface, let me go to test 4, all clients. There she is. So I can see what's the last time Ashley asked a question. Okay, cool. She last submitted one on the 6th. Here's all the questions that she's ever asked. So you can just see everything there. So you can also you're starting to paint a picture. You're like, okay, here's all the here's all the questions that Ashley's ever submitted. So this is really helpful. So you can start to paint that picture. So that's one thing that we also love that our base does, which is keeps track of your call questions. So we've got that. So now you're syncing all of your calls into your Google Calendar. You're taking the call note, or you're having your students pre-submit their calls, their questions. And then what you get to do is, let me see, I'm going to say upcoming calls. So I have this call on the 19th. It's an Airtable Ask Me Anything and System Show and Tell. So what that is like, we literally, if you are in our Support Pass membership, you get to ask me anything you want and show things off, all those things, right? So that's cool. What you can do before your call is you have this little call agenda interface. Again, this is all things that I have built inside of my template. I'm not teaching you how to build them in Airtable in this video. I'm just showing you what is possible inside of Airtable. And so if you click add a question, what this is doing is it's showing you all of the questions that have not yet been assigned to a call. So you're like, okay, cool. I have that question is coming through. Let me add another question, because I know that actually Ashley won. She had a question about microphones, uh, Blue Yeti or not. And so like I want to address that on the call. So you have that. So you can add questions as you go, and you literally have this like cute call agenda. So you have that there. So I hope you can start to see like Airtable is so cool and really becomes this amazing source of truth. So you have all of that going. So now you're on the call. You're like, oh, hey, welcome in. How's it going? Okay, here's like you can take your attendance. So you just are like quickly. This is a list of all of the clients that are in your program. So you're like, cool, everybody showed up today. That's awesome. I've got a call agenda here. Let me adjust the order. Okay, Ashley 4 isn't here, so I'm gonna address her questions later. And you can open this up, and you can take any notes that you have of the question, of the answer, and you can say status is answered. hide in Q&A database or show in Q&A database. So this is something that I know that you are all going to really like. So you answer the question and you just go through the list and you're like, cool, answered that one. Oh, somebody just asked a question live on the call. Ashley 3 had a question about launching. So like launch metrics. Um, right? So very cool. This is like you're making gold. Gold is getting mined from your amazing calls. So you get to do this. If you are a huge coach with hundreds of people on hundreds of people on your calls, there's some workarounds. You might have an admin team member to do this, but I've really found that people can absolutely handle this while they're on their calls, and they can even show their screen in Airtable and say, okay, cool, here's the question. Okay, we're moving on to the next question. And they actually get to use this as kind of like their agenda that they show the clients throughout the call. So super cool. So that's another thing that our Client Hub lets you do. But then what is so cool is that you're already saying like answered, shown Q&A call database, or let's say I want to hide this one. I don't want that to show. When the call is done, all all you need to do is like when it gets uploaded to Zoom or uploaded to Vimeo or wherever you host it, or maybe you put it into a Kajabi portal, you would say www.kajabi.com/call replay. So you do that. So now we've done very little things, very low lift. Added in a call replay, say we want to show it in a Q&A call database. Now there's very cool things you can do. So we have this like group Q&A call database. So now you'll see this one. What happened with the election? Help. Like somebody can now look at this and they can say, oh, cool. I also really want to know what happened there. Let me go to the call replay. And it's just going to take them right to that specific call. You could even add timestamps if you want. We sometimes think like that might be a little overkill, but you can literally embed this view right into your course platform or your community, wherever you want to put it. So I'll just show you what it looks like. Uh, share. If I say share publicly, and copy that link. Shared. So if I grab that, then people can start to see this very cool database that is, they don't have to be logged into Airtable to use, but they can also ungroup. And so maybe they want to group by, I want to see all of my questions. What have I ever asked? So they're like, okay, cool. Here's all the questions I've ever asked on a coaching call. And I can go to the replay to reference them. Or maybe you're like, I want to see all of the questions about category 1, category 2. They get to use this and then they just get to like go right to the answer. So this is how your Airtable helps you make a group call Goldmine. So you're literally barely doing anything different than what you probably are already doing. But because you're managing everything in Airtable, it all really seamlessly works together. So you have the calls in here right away. You have the Q&A call questions right away. You can connect them to the call. You can add a client. You can take attendance, and all of those things talk together and create like a searchable Q&A call database that is just so powerful. This is the power of Airtable and using it correctly. I know some of you use Airtable already for your clients, your client management, but you're really just scratching the potential of what is there for you. And so I wanted to show off this specific piece because there are just so many gems inside of our Client Hub template that they all deserve their own spotlight. Like one, the group call management like really deserved its own spotlight for y'all. So I wanted to show you that in other videos where we showcase all of the different sections. So the primary client record, onboarding forms, managing your one-on-one calls, your results tracker, all of those different things, super robust, but also you'll see it's very simple to use. So if this is interesting for you and you're like, I absolutely need this, you do. Every coach does. There really is no better option for organizing your clients than Airtable. So not Notion, not spreadsheets, ClickUp, Kartra, Kajabi, or any shiny new tech distraction. Nothing works better for keeping track of your clients than Airtable. I have honestly spent years perfecting this Client Hub template. And trust me, you're going to become obsessed with Airtable and all the ways you can use it to manage your coaching clients and improve your offers. You'll see not only does it make your admin easier, but it makes your client experience better than ever. And your clients will be so stoked that there is a searchable database of all of the questions that they've ever asked or that other people have asked. And you can absolutely get started on the free plan, which is something I know a lot of you like. You can absolutely get started on the free plan of Airtable for all of this. You need our coaching hub, whether you have 1 or 1,000 coaching clients. This client hub really works for any type of offer. So managing your clients, whether you have one-on-one coaches, one-on-one coaching, group offers, programs, masterminds, memberships, online courses, all of that. Airtable and specifically this client hub is a game changer for you. So if you are interested in this, please, please, please head to the sales page and just go check it out. There's even more videos walking you through on my YouTube channel. There's also videos on the sales page. There's a chat support on the sales page. So any specific questions you can ask our chatbot, which goes directly to me, or you can hit me up on Instagram. I'm at Systems Over Stress, or you can leave a chat in the comments. So if this was helpful for you, let me know if you're here live. I'll stand for a couple minutes just to answer any questions. I'm seeing some in the chat that say that's so helpful. I love it. Yes, I love our group calls, managing our group calls in here as well, especially if you are a coach that has like just like really more like evergreen launching type of questions. So questions that like really people can reference time and time again. And what's also beautiful about this too is that you can say, I know I said something very smart about launching on a call last month. Like, what did I say again? And you can refer back to your Q&A call database, and you can like pull that. You can splice things up for your own marketing. There's just literally so many things you can do when everything is centralized in one spot. So really cool, really fun to see. If this is interesting to you, please, please, please grab our Client Hub template, and we'll see you in future videos.